The quality of Lee bullet molds. I bought a couple molds here recently, past few months, and it's kind of surprising. I'm going to go over what I found quality wise. Now, Lee produces a whole line of bullet molds made out of aluminum. They're pretty basic. I don't think they cost more than $20–$30 for a set, which is a third of like Lyman. RCBS is probably a little bit more expensive than Lyman, and then Seiko molds and that standard stock molds go up there in price. Custom molds are anywhere from $150 to $200 depending on what you get. Lee also covers with their bullet molds a real wide variety of different firearms. They make a bullet mold for the has a bullet size that'll fit in the M95 rifles, which a lot of companies don't. You have to go custom. It's a standard stock item. They also make a lot of bullet molds for black powder rounds, or black powder cartridge guns, the old guns. They actually make their hollow base design in a 405 grain 45 caliber bullet for the trapdoor rifle. Well, the two bullet molds I bought a 459 diameter 500 grain bullet, and because they also make the original for the 5070. They make a exact copy, which is a 515 diameter 450 grain bullet, which is standard. And I mean, there's pros and cons about using these molds, okay? But for the price, if I can get something that I can use, $30 sure as hell beats $200 any day. And the quality-wise, you know, that's what I'm going to get into here. Is let's start with the first one. We'll start with that 459 500 grain bullet. I got this basically, this mold, I was going to reload for, I don't know how well it would work in a trapdoor, but I was going to do it for the Martini Henrys. So I get the mold, and it's standard mold that Lee makes. You know, they have a steel pin, and like this is machined into the mold. It's like a V notch, and that's what aligns your mold up. Which these molds work fine. People get good results with them if you're patient and everything. The only thing I didn't like quality wise is looking at this. Inside here I found some burrs, you know, where the metal's still, oh, and the pin's coming out. There we go. So that's going to have to be adjusted. But I got some burrs right in there. And this is kind of put together in a hurried way. So I got to put this back in and get it pinned. But it'll probably cast a good bullet. I have to do some adjusting and get this together. This fell right apart here, right in the middle of the video. It's standard quality. And a lot of people, you know, it's up to you personally. A lot of people don't like the Lee quality, would rather go with something a little bit more expensive. So working with the 5070, I also purchased another set of molds, 515 405 diameter bullet, which is an exact copy. I'm going to do a separate video on this specific mold for the 5070. But this mold shows up, and I was actually quite surprised. The price was the same, but when this one came, I guess they're improving their line. They have a good market share as it is. And Lee is always wanting to re-engineer and do things to improve their molds. Now this is a 2-cavity mold, and I noticed the block was different. Of course, it's a short bullet. The block was different. You know, here. Still got the same type of sprue plate with that on there. But then when I opened this up, I noticed that this bullet mold, instead of the V and stuff, actually has alignment bushings here, and alignment pins. You know, this little rod and the V notch is gone. And I mean, the price was the same. I didn't know there was a difference between this. I thought I was buying a mold just like that last one we looked at. This here is, and then it's engraved up here, the diameter and the bullet weight. And it looks like it's riveted instead of just that pin. It looks like it's pretty firmly riveted down here onto the handles. Now this mold is a hell of a lot higher quality. I like this alignment thing, the alignment bushings. I like the way it's secured to the handle, you know, a lot more secure. Really great improvement. And the price really didn't go up much. I mean, you know, I thought I was ordering a mold like this with just the pins. I think Lee's starting to make, if this is their new version, their new production of these molds, I don't know if anyone else has gotten them with these bushings and that in there. This is really worth the money now. I'm going to try these out today, but this is like a giant leap forward. The alignment's a lot nicer. This one here is done, you know, well, no burrs. One little burr there, but nothing too terrible. Now you're getting your money's worth. You know, for $20, $30. This mold, the quality of this mold is, you know, the way it's been constructed with these pins and that, real good. Really worth it. So we're going to try it out and see how it goes. And if this is where Lee's going, they're going to sell a lot more bullet molds. I think they're improving, they're listening to the customers, and they're trying to get out there a quality product and keep the cost to where it's more than reasonable for people. And they cover a lot of popular calibers. So I was quite surprised. I think it's a real big step forward for the company. The quality and the finish is a lot better, and I think they're headed in the right direction. So I'd like some feedback, and I don't know if anybody else has recently bought a set of molds with these pins in there. But if you have, you know, make a comment.